Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of my Pokemon Platinum Let's Play. I am Magnificent Entertainer, Bulbagarden's multimedia executive. In the last episode, we finally finished doing everything that we could do in the areas we had already explored using Surf, and we moved on to Canalave City, explored most of Canalave City, battled our rival, and came here to Iron Island, where we met with Riley over here, who says that the native Pokemon are restless and we need to hurry. As I mentioned at the end of the last episode, I did raise up my team so that everyone is level 45, and during that time off screen, I actually did go and deposit Grim into the PC so that I only have 5 Pokemon with me right now. As for my team, you can see Porygon is exactly the same. Did not try to learn any new moves. Masquerose here learned aromatherapy. I taught that in place of toxic. Aromatherapy is potentially useful because it heals all status problems affecting the user's party. So if I get a bunch of Pokemon who are asleep or burned or paralyzed or things like that, aromatherapy is kind of helpful. I figure that's kind of better than toxic anyway because I've got Poison Point and Stun Spore. Splurb here tried to learn Guillotine, which I did not teach her. Juniper tried to learn Reversal, which again I did not teach her. I do not believe Punguin tried to learn anything new, and Grim tried to learn Memento, which I did not teach him. Anyway, with all that out of the way, I think we're actually going to put Juniper in the front. And we're going to keep going. You can see over here we've got a couple of Galactic Goons. I get it now. You're responsible for agitating the Pokemon. I don't care what good reason you may have, but I don't want you bringing any trouble into the mine.
We're Team Galactic. We'll take all the Pokemon we want. Isn't that right, partner?
You said it, brother. So that's what we're gonna do. We're abducting all the Pokemon from this rusted-out Iron Island to share in all the joys and all the sorrows. That is how all the trainers and Pokemon live in Sinnoh. I won't allow anyone to defy that code of ethics. Come on, NG, this is one battle we can't lose. I mean, I don't think we lost any of the other battles we've had so far, so I don't think we're in trouble here. And they've actually got a decent amount of Pokemon in Zubat and Glameow. That's lovely. But we'll go after the Glameow because we're faster. Hopefully he didn't use, or didn't try to use Force Palm on Glameow. But I bet you he did. Which means Zubat's going to take no damage this turn, or barely any. Yep, barely any damage. But hopefully he'll get paralyzed. Hey! I think Force Palm's got a 30% chance of paralysis. And that is going to hurt Juniper, because, well, never mind, I was going to say because quad weakness, but, well, apparently it's just that horrible. Number one priority, getting rid of Zubat. Or not. Apparently you can take that. You couldn't even do that with Quick Attack, so what was the point of doing that? Ugh. I wish you'd attacked Stunky instead, because my Aerial Ace probably would have taken that out. Oh well. It is what it is. Alright. Uh-oh. Well, that's potentially awkward. Takedown. And of course I missed. Man, I've been missing way too much with that move. If I'd known you were actually going... See, that's the thing about having a human party member. Is you never... That's controlled by the game, is I can never tell what he's going to do. So, I can't assume he's going to attack the Golbat. Even though that's the smartest thing considering, but... Anyway, Aerial Ace cannot possibly miss, should be enough. Yeah, there we go. And heal off some of that damage. Didn't even attack last turn, just used Mean Look, which was great. And Metal Claw should do good amount of damage to Stunky. That actually did quite a bit. And that Night Slash, it's quad resisted by Lucario, so I don't even know why you're bothering. Heracross would be a better option. Alright, let's Brick Break that Houndour. Or, well, okay, you Quick Attack Stunky, which actually makes sense. There we go. That's super effective, so that should be just fine, especially I'm now even more ridiculously over-leveled than I already was last episode. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm compelled to train my Pokemon up when I've got situations like this. Just because it's actually fairly easy, and yeah, that does mean that their EVs get lopsided, because at least 2 of these times you're in a cave dealing with very defensive Pokemon that drop defense EVs, but I'm not particularly concerned about EV spread, and if I was, I do have berries that I could use. I want to cry, my heart is shattered. They're too tough to handle, what a combination! I think those were the voices I had for him.
Stop, I said stop. Your combination is so sick. Both of you, and your Pokemon. Let's beat it, partner.
You said it, brother. We don't even know what Team Galactic's big plan is anyway. Yet none of you do. And then where did you even go? Did you, like, push past us and run out? Because you didn't take the lift. So you must have just, like, pushed past us and ran out the door. I don't like when they kind of, like, blank out the screen. Like, do they drop a smoke bomb or something? I don't know. I'm spending far... And I didn't even start... Oh, wait. I did start recording. Okay, thank goodness. Thanks. You really helped me out. Listen, I have a Pokemon egg here. Would you take it with you? And this is why you want to have an empty slot in your party. You get an egg. And in that egg, let's meet again. And yeah, he stays here, so the rest of the way we are on our own. Which reminds me, I don't think I actually have a repel up. Yeah. But yeah, we will indeed see Riley again. Not for a while, but, you know, it's something to look forward to. He's a Steel-type trainer. He's got a good choice of Pokemon with his Lucario over there. Can't argue with that. Anyway, you take this lift up here, and I think there's a hidden item somewhere, but most importantly, over here, oh look, a shiny rock. Well, shiny rocks generally aren't very impressive, but this one actually has the power to do something that I've been needing to do for a while. That shiny stone over there can be used on Masquerose. And here we go, Masquerose is evolving. And there we go. Masquerose evolved into Roserade, a ridiculously powerful Pokemon with very high special attack, very good special defense. I mean, you saw Gardenia had one at the second gym, and it gave us no end of bother, although it was ultimately defeated, at least in part, by Badoo. But yeah, you can see that special attack stat is nothing to laugh at, and the special defense and speed are pretty good too. So yeah, that's one of the final evolutions for our team. Now Porygon is the only member of our team that's not fully evolved. Anyway, you come into here, this room over here is very suspicious. You can find a metal coat in here, and you can also find a nugget, but there doesn't really seem to be much purpose to this particular room. Well, I can't figure it out, can you guys? Maybe another time. Anyway, with that, we can run out here, and this leads to a different entrance of Iron Island. And we can just jump down here. You can see those were the ledges we saw when we first came in. And here is our buddy, Sailor Eldritch, who will take us right back to Canalave City. So, with all of that out of the way, there's pretty much only one thing left to do in this city. And of course, that would be take on the gym, because nobody wants to go to the library. It's too boring. I mean, seriously, why would I ever want to... Actually, I don't think I have to do that, because I'm pretty sure that I got healed at the end of that battle. Yeah, I did. But what I will do is I will take Grim out of the PC, because at the end of the day, when I'm going into a gym battle, always best to have my entire team. Now, this Pokemon egg contains the Pokemon Riolu, which will evolve into Lucario, just like Riley had. That is how you get that Pokemon in this game. Now, unfortunately, this really isn't a good gym to debut Masquerose because, well, if we take a look over here, it's a Steel-type gym. But, you know who will be useful in this gym? Splurb. Juniper will also potentially be useful, and Penguin will also be useful because a lot of these are, you know, Steel Rock or Steel Ground types. So I think, you know, going in, especially considering the fact that we've got fairly high-level Pokemon, I think we'll be okay. I should give something to... what's it called? I should give something to Splurb. We'll give it the King's Rock, sure. The potential chance for flinching. Splurb's been relatively fast. It's not necessarily a final hold item for it, but it is what it is. Hey there, Champ-to-Be. The gym leader here uses Steel-type Pokemon. Steel-type Pokemon have high defense, so you have to hit them hard. And he doesn't even tell you what weaknesses Steel has. And of course, you know, as we saw in the last episode, Zexy already defeated him. Always one step ahead of us, isn't he? Well, let's go. Steel represents an unbending spirit. If one refuses to accept defeat, the path to victory reveals itself. And, you know, this goes back, in the last episode I mentioned I don't know why Steel is weak to fighting and has, and resists Psychic. Getting back to it, because people will say, you know, I'm predicting people will say, well, it's because the fighting type isn't actually martial arts, it represents superheroes. No, it really doesn't. I mean, Pokemon like Machoke and Conkeldurr and Sock and Throw and Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, it represents martial arts, regardless of what people say it does or does not do. You know, and so again, you know, punching metal walls, punching or trying to bend anything that's metal, you know, unless it's an extremely thin bar, it's not going to be good for you. You know, you're probably going to be hurt before you actually make a dent in the wall. So, anyway, the way this gym works is you've got these little lifts over here. Usually, if you encounter a trainer, that means you're going the correct way. This is, I believe, the one exception. Anyway, as I was saying, so, you know, people are saying, well, you know, or people have said, or it's been, you know, whatever, that fighting type is supposed to be like superheroes, but at the end of the day, you know, the muscular superhero, the most powerful and strongest superhero, at least in Western literature, Superman, is not called the Man of Muscles, he's not called the Fighting Man, he's not called he's called the Man of Steel. And that's my entire argument. And it's ridiculous, and it's silly, and I've, like, completely gone way too long on this, but, I mean, what else am I supposed to say? I'm battling people with Steel-type Pokemon, so it kind of is topical. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, they can say, or you can say, or anyone can say that fighting type is supposed to represent superheroes, and of course superheroes with their feats of strength can break through metal. But that's not what the actual Pokemon in there represent. So, you know, at the end, and again, I know exactly why Steel is the way it is, where it resists Psychic. Because it was brought in at least partially to help balance the Psychic type, because it was incredibly powerful in the first generation. But at the end of the day, it still doesn't make sense that it's weak to fighting. In my opinion, they got that backwards. And of course, you can see going up here, well, there was nothing there. Going up here, you can come around here, but at the end of the day, I think that kind of maybe sort of lets you skip this trainer over here, but he's kind of skippable anyway. And I never skip trainers anyway, because why would I ever do that? That's just silly. And Worker Gary over here has got a Magnemite. Yeah, a lot of Magnemites and Magnetons in this gym, which again is why this is Splur's gym. And also I am incredibly happy that I've got them Lepa Berries. You know, the past couple of episodes, Splurb wasn't in. Last episode, Splurb swept our rival. So I think that it's all coming back. It's all evening out. That move was devastating because it was quad, you know, your Pokemon was quad weak to it anyway. You actually want to come up here, then come over here. And I'm actually going to switch things up because I know what that trainer's got. And at the end of the day, I actually don't really have anything that's going to be particularly useful against that particular Pokemon because it's only got one weakness. So I'll just put Punguin in the front. And Ace has the knowledge and experience of battling at high levels. I'll demonstrate what that means to a noob like you. Hey! I'm not a noob. I've got 5 gym badges, and I'm about to get my 6th. And yeah, I knew this guy had a Scizor. Level 40, so at least you're in the same group of 10 levels that I am. Scizor, decidedly more physically defensive, so even though its one weakness is fire, hitting it with the special move is a decent strategy. This is before Steel gained or lost its resistance to Dark and Ghost? Yeah, Dark and Ghost. Ghost I completely understand. I was always confused as to why Steel resisted Ghost to begin with. Because Ghosts are intangible, so metal walls, metal isn't going to stop them. Go sing yourself a lullaby. I don't care. And yes, I am a trainer that surpasses aces. I am the metaphorical 0 in the deck of cards. Although, would a 0 be better than or worse than an ace? I mean, aces are technically 1, but they're also higher than king. So I don't understand. And, you know, I'm showing you all the ways not to go, which I really don't have to do. Yeah, we'll leave Punguin out in the front. But yeah, so this is my chance, because this is the Steel Gym. This is my chance. Steel is not my favorite type. My favorite type, as I mentioned in the last episode, is Fire type. It does just so happen that a lot of my favorite Pokemon, and my absolute favorite Pokemon of all time, are Steel type. So again, like Punguin over here is Water Steel type. Metagross, my favorite Pokemon, is Steel Psychic type. Magnemite, Magneton, and Magnezone are all part Steel type as of Gen 2. So yeah, a lot of my favorite Pokemon are Steel types, but also a lot of my favorite Pokemon are Fire types. But anyway, I do feel passionately about this whole thing with the Steel. And, you know, again, there are things, you know, I'm not going to change them, I can't change them. But I don't see the logic in it. And I can understand, you know, there actually is a lot of logic to a lot of the weaknesses and a lot of the resistances that are given to various Pokemon. Again, you know, normal types being weak to fighting types makes sense, even if fighting types aren't superheroes, because, you know, again, if you've got an experienced martial artist up against some random guy, the martial artist is gonna easily defeat the random guy, because, you know, he's got the skills, he's got the muscles, he's got the body. And, again, if you're talking about flying versus fighting, so you've got a really powerful martial artist, but they can't necessarily hit targets that are in the air. Which, again, if fighting type is supposed to represent superheroes, you'd think that they'd be able to fly, since most superheroes can fly. And, oh, Penguin grew to level 46. Hooray! And it wants to learn Mist, but no. Yes, I will not miss that move. And yes, it was a complete trashing. Let's put Juniper to the front. Like I said, it is kind of unfortunate that Masquerose isn't going to be able to battle much in this particular gym because Steel resists grass. But, that is what it is. We'll see Masquerose's debut battle at some point. And yes, that's what this ace is saying is true. If you focus on only one type, you really get to know the weaknesses and strengths of that type. Ah, Bronzor. And part Psychic type does mean that you're not weak to my fighting moves, but that part Steel type does mean you don't resist it, and close combat's pretty powerful. There you go. They do have a decent variety. I think I've commented on this before, but I do appreciate the increased variety in the Pokemon gyms of the various Pokemon of the types. Because in Diamond and Pearl, the gyms were kind of homogeneous as to what Pokemon you'd see. Again, not that the Bronzor family is bad. I mean, I don't think it's as good of a Steel Psychic type as Metagross, but I'm also a little bit biased on that. And I do love the idea of just a giant metal bell that levitates. A giant psychic metal bell. That's cool. But I will always, always, always love the killer death robot supercomputer more. Unfortunately, of course, we won't be seeing Metagross in this particular gym. And yeah, your focus was too narrow. You can focus on a particular type while actually having variety. You had 3 Bronzor. And that is the correct way to go. That's why it's red. But like I was saying, you can focus on... Actually, am my team hurt at all? No. No, it is not. Alright. Oh, I guess Penguin is short 10 HP. Let me use an Oran Berry. Not check tag. I don't know why they put check tag as first. Perfect. And yeah, we'll use a Lepa Berry on Splurp's Earthquake. I don't think we're going to need all 10 PP, but better safe than sorry. Now, of course, I always recommend that you save before battling the gym leader, but I never do that because, well, if something goes wrong in the recording, that would be bad. Now, I love Byron in the anime. I really do. Because he's voiced by the epic Dan Green, who is also the voice of Yugi Moto from Yu-Gi-Oh! And he's just so over the top and so hilarious in his depiction of Byron. And unfortunately, I cannot even do that voice at all. I wish I could, but if I could, I'd be Dan Green 2.0, and I'd probably be making a lot more money as a voice actor than I am as an engineer. But I don't know. In any case, I'm not even going to try to bother with that voice. Just know that is my favorite interpretation of Byron of all time. And again, I really do like Steel-type specialists. Ah, that's Orberg's gym badge. I see, you defeated my son. But that's no surprise, he still has much to learn. In place of my son, Rourke, I, Byron, will take your challenge. And yes, we're facing off against our 6th gym leader, Byron, who starts out with a level 37 Magneton with the moves Flash Cannon, Thunderbolt, Tri-Attack, and Metal Sound, and the ability Magnet Pull. Now, Magnet Pull, if I had my Penguin out front, would mean that I cannot switch. It basically is Arena Trap just for other Steel types, or Arena Trap or Shadow Tag for other Steel types. It's a very useful move on, or very useful ability on Magneton, because, you know, again, it can deal super effective damage against the likes of Empoleon and Skarmory with its stab, thunder, electric attacks. Oh, Splurb grew to level 46. I completely missed that. His next Pokemon is Steelix, level 38, with the moves Flash Cannon, Earthquake, Ice Fang, and Sandstorm. I'm afraid of that Ice Fang, so we will U-turn. And we'll switch in Penguin, calling for an Ice Fang. Now, if he did use Earthquake, which would be stupid because, yeah, I was going to say that would be stupid because Gliscor is immune to it. Okay, Don't Freeze, good. Now, Surf should take care of this. Anyway, like I was saying about Magneton or Magnezone and that Magnet Pull, so it deals super effective damage against the likes of Empoleon and Skarmory with its stab electric moves, and then if you give it something like Hidden Power Fire, it'll hit a lot of other Steel types very well. Anyway, we're just plowing through this guy's team. His last Pokemon is his level 41 Bastiodon. It has a Citrus Berry. It's got the moves Metal Burst, Stone Edge, Iron Defense, and Taunt, and the ability Sturdy. This is before the Gen 5 buff to Sturdy, so he can be knocked out in one move, though that is unlikely because Bastiodon is an incredibly strong wall. It's got very high defenses, he says, as he knocks it out in one blow. Well, that was far too easy. My sturdy Pokemon defeated. And we get a lot of money because I think Penguin has the Amulet Coin. You are strong enough to take down my prize team of Pokemon. In recognition of that power, I give you this, the Mine Badge. It's mine! Now it's all mine! Ha ha! Yes, Mine Badge. It enables you to use the hidden move Strength anytime outside of battle. And you now have 6 gym badges. That means all Pokemon up to level 70 will obey you without question. Here, take this too! And he gives us the TM91, which contains Flash Cannon. If it hits, it may also lower the target's special defense. Flash Cannon, right away. We are going to teach that to Penguin because it's a more powerful move than Metal Claw. It gains same type attack bonus, and it's used off of Penguin's higher special attack than physical attack. So yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be, or, you know, Penguin's moveset is almost complete. You know, that Aqua Jet I may swap out for something later on. You know, maybe I actually will give it the HM for Waterfall. Maybe I'll give it something else. But at the end of the day, you know, Aqua Jet's not a terrible fourth move for it to have, even though it does come off of its weaker physical attack stat. Anyway, talk to him again. Gwahaha! The Sinnoh region is vast. Tough trainers like you and Zexy crop up constantly to challenge the old guard. With more young trainers like my son and you two taking charge, the future of Pokemon is bright. But I'm not stepping aside just yet. I merely need to rededicate myself to training on Iron Island. Yeah, well. Anyway, you take these lifts over here, all the way around the gym. And I love, by the way, one thing that I didn't mention because I was busy talking about Steel type and its various weaknesses and resistances. I love the perspective in this gym. I really, really do. It's well done. And of course, there is our name on the statues. OMG, you've beaten the gym leader. Good going. That makes it 6 gym badges. I tell you what, you're really turning into one fine trainer. If you were to say you're going to try to become the Pokemon champ, no one would laugh at you now. I'm in your corner, kiddo. I should hope so. I'm the main protagonist of this game, so if I don't become the champion, something is horribly, horribly wrong. Hey, that's the Mine Badge. Good going. You're tough enough to consider becoming the Pokemon champ. Of course, I'm tougher, so it's not actually going to happen. What do you mean you're tougher? I've beaten you every single time we've battled, and it hasn't even been Well, okay, I think the first time it was close. But you know what I mean. Oh, no. No, 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 no. I refuse. I do not want to go to the library. I have been deliberately avoiding the library, and I will continue to deliberately avoid the library. So, because I'm deliberately continuing to avoid the library, we're actually going to go around and explore a couple of places that we can now find some new items with our HM strength. Also, I mentioned a few episodes ago that I was doing a parallel playthrough on a different cartridge in a different file, because I wanted to test a couple of things. So one of the things that I've been wondering is I have often wondered, and we're actually going to we're going to box Splurb again, because Splurb is now higher level than most of my other teammates, and I want to keep Penguin on hand. Yeah, one of the things that I never knew, and I was always curious about, was, at this point the game is directing you to go straight to the library, and I think most of us did, or, maybe we wandered around a bit and tried to use strength in various places, but, I don't know, I didn't know, maybe there was nothing, because the next gym is all the way up in Snow Point City, and you've got to go through Mount Coronet to get there, and I honestly didn't know, is there a way that I can get there before, before going to the library, before progressing the story? The answer to that, actually, come to think of it, I'm actually going to want to fly HM user as well, so forget what I said about keeping Penguin. I'm actually going to put Tropius back into the party, and Penguin is the other level 46, so here you go, buddy. Although it's not like we're actually going to be battling anyone, so it doesn't really matter who I've got on my team right now. But anyway, yeah, so with that said, let's fly. And the first place we're going to is Orberg City. As you will recall from a few episodes ago, when I was using Surf quite a bit, there was still a section in the Orberg Cave, not the Orberg Cave, the Orberg Gate, that we could go through, that we needed strength to pass through. Ooh. Why did I think that I had a repel up? Because I'm... Well, I was going to say because I'm not too smart, but I actually am smart, so that's completely false. But let me actually put a repel up. Scrolling through the menus does take quite a bit of time, but oh well. Yes, we'll break down this rock. And we'll come down here. And down here in the basement of the Orberg Gate, you will remember that I said, we could go through to... We could get... Oh, right, I don't have Surf. I hope I don't need Surf. I do, don't I? Oh, I think I made a mistake. Oh, I think I made a mistake. I knew there was a reason that I wanted to keep Penguin around. Yeah, I need Surf. But there's good news. And that good news is Dr. Doof is part water type. So this is definitely not going to be a move that I keep on Dr. Doof, because I don't normally need it, but I don't think Tropius can learn Strength, so 2 HM users here. And Dr. Doof used Surf. Yes, the Surfinator! And you remember this guy from last time. We already battled him, but if we haven't, if we hadn't yet, we could battle him. Anyway, can use Strength over here. And Dr. Doof's Strengthinator allows us to move those boulders, and we can grab over here the Earth Plate, so that'll power up Ground-type moves. The power of defeated. Yeah, it's repeating things from before, but it actually makes better sense with the Earth plate than it did with the insect plate. Here you need to use Rock Smash on this, and then use Strength on that way. And over here you can grab the TM01 Focus Punch. Focus Punch is a very powerful fighting type move. But the trick is you tighten your focus at the beginning of the turn, and you only get to attack if you yourself don't get attacked during the turn. So if you get attacked and if you take damage, then your attack will fail, and you basically don't get to attack that turn, which is, it's risky, but if you use it with something like Hypnosis, or if you use it with something like Substitute, or an evasion boosting move like Double Team, there are ways. And again, it's a very powerful, I think it's 120 base power, or something like that. But anyway, we're done here in Oreburgh City, so the next place we're going to fly is to Eterna City, over here. Like I said, decent move. Definitely not something that I'm going to be teaching Heracross, because I don't plan on using evasion moves. I don't plan on using Substitute. I don't even think Heracross can learn anything like Hypnosis. So that's kind of pointless anyway. Route 211. Oh, yeah, Eterna City Route 211. And then we go into Mount Coronet. And you can see we can smash this boulder over here. Then if we use Strength over here, can just go through here. And is there a... I feel like there is a hidden item in here. I thought there was. I must be misremembering. Repel's effect wore off. Probably going to want to buy some more of those between episodes also. Over here we can grab the TM69 Rock Polish. That's like Agility. It will double, or it will increase your speed stat by 2. Which is, again, it's useful, and it's available on most Rock-type and some Steel-type Pokemon, which is good because, they're generally slower. Anyway, if you come over here, you can see there are a bunch of boulders you can smash over here. Well, I say a bunch. There's 2 boulders you can smash over here. And you can grab over here a rare candy. Those are always useful. But generally they tend to be more useful the later you are. Anyway, one thing that I never did was I never actually bothered to try to go down this way before the whole library thing. I'd always show up here after I'd already done that. You can grab yourself a red shard from that boulder, and you'll see, I have in my goals over here, talk to some Team Galactic Grunts. So those Team Galactic Grunts we battled earlier were not the ones that I had in mind. It's these guys over here. The fog is so thick ahead, I can't even see my own hand. Can you use defog so we can see? Huh? The Pokemon they gave me can't use defog either. I think we're stuck. Let's wait till the others get here. So yeah, these two are mentioning that you need defog to go on. They're also blocking your path. Again, I do want to ask, how can you have fog inside of a mountain? But yeah, I don't know how many people have actually seen that before. I think that's certainly something that until I was playing through on that separate file, I certainly never saw that. So it's, again, it's something I thought would be a little interesting to show, because I don't know how many people know that's there. But with that, I'm going to fly back. I think that's pretty much everything you can do with Strength at this point in time. So at this point, I'm just going to fly back to Canalave City. But I still really do not feel like going to the library. So I'm going to switch out the members of my team, and really at that point I think I've accomplished everything that I've intended to do today. We'll put Penguin back in the party, and we'll put Dr. Doof back in the PC. I think we'll keep that as is for now. Sorry, Dr. Doof, glad you got another brief moment to shine, but with that, like I said, I've pretty much accomplished everything that I had in mind to do today. So, I will see you all next time.